completions.
Here's 2nd and 10. Wentz. Man open, that's Byron Pringle complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Wentz going to throw. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Eagles. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So the Eagles now, they'll be in great position here to start things out. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
Boston Scott, his first carry. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. They run the counter. Scott. And some room to roam now. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Boston Scott, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. Then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. 2nd drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Throwing is Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Nifty footwork at the 45. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll run on 1st down. Scott, and spins away. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 53 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the hole?
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Boston Scott, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the two-point conversion to extend this lead. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a two-point conversion differently than if it was first and goal from the two, or I should say third and goal from the two.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
A gain of 6 there on first. Now Wentz signaling frantically, let's get to the line.
Wentz's throw here going to be caught by Wilson.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Caught, it's Wilson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Wentz. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wentz.
Now that's into the hands of Mo Alley Cox, the tight end.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. To throw, it's Wentz.
Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
On first down, Wentz. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz.
And that's caught left side by Mo Alley Cox.
And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now Wentz.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Mo Alley Cox.
So we reach halftime, and what's been a fair... Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
Taking it about the 1. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 74 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On first down, it's Scott. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another first down. Now a give right side. It's Scott. Oh, some strong running. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll run here with Gainwell. Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Eagles are on their way to a 2-0 start. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants him to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game. The 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Eagles have recovered.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through, and that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Kenneth Gainwell with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Eagles are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Indian. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Now Wentz on 3rd down. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Here's Smith to return it.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return.
And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10.
They start the drive here with Gainwell. Gainwell a first down and more.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Here we go now as they will again try for 2. They're going to try and run. And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the 2-point conversion for good measure.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. Indy set to go on offense once more.
They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
2nd and 10.
Here's Wentz to throw. Got an open man. It's Pringle. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not one bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Again, it's Wentz. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. And Taylor consumed with a sack. We've seen that a ton since he entered the league in 2010. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was that they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Eagles, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll fall to 1-1. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins.